Good day, I'm Ron, and today I will tackle the heroic discourse Bagong Bayani surrounding overseas Filipino workers if it's problematic or not. It's been a long discussion for a while whether they are heroes or not. So let me explain why people think they are heroes and why some people think they are not. Filipinos are known to be hardworking people. Whether you are a farmer, a fisherman, street vendors, construction workers, and so on and so forth. You can see hardworking people even just by looking outside the streets and the markets. It is said to be hardworking when you're a Filipino, but what is the difference between people who work overseas versus people who work locally? People who work locally, of course, have more time with their loved ones. And despite people having low income, it is safer to work in our own country. According to the Philippines National Volunteer Service Coordinating Agency, overseas Filipino workers are considered new heroes because of their sacrifice in their country. We refer to them as Bagong Bayani because the sacrifice they make to provide for their families and because of their remittances contribute significantly to the country's economic progress. Not only they are a great help for their loved ones, but also a great help to us Filipinos. Thanks to their remittances, our economy keeps growing and a great help to pay for our debt in other countries as till this day, we still have 12.03 trillion pesos that we need to pay considering our debts during COVID-19 and for the past years. OFW contributes at least 3 billion, which is quite a big help in our country to pay for our debts. We refer to them as Bagong Bayani because of their emotional strength in sacrificing themselves and staying abroad for decades in order to offer a secure future for their kids. According to Statista, nearly 5,000 incidents of mistreatment of overseas Filipino workers were reported in 2020. The bulk of which 4,302 were from Middle East. In that year, the Philippines sent out approximately 560,000 abroad employees. They are sacrificing their life for their loved ones, and the Philippines is also benefiting from it. Now, that is one of the main reasons why they are called new heroes. Now, let's go to why some people think it's problematic to call them heroes. Well, some people think they are modern slaves than heroes because they work for other country instead of their own. Some even say Bagong Bayani is the only term they use to romanticize the idea of unemployment here in the Philippines. The Philippines unemployment rate fell from 7.4 in October 2020 to 6.5% in November, the lowest since the COVID-19 pandemic began. And that is according to the Philippine Statistic Authority. It is not new fact to know that the Philippines is indeed one of the countries that have issues like unemployment and insufficient salary and hard labor. Some people may view OFW as the reflection of how incompetent our government is because Filipinos need to work overseas and sacrifice themselves to make a living for their family and also contribute to the economy. Now, to sum up my point, is the term Bagong Bayani problematic or not? I'll go with no. Calling overseas Filipino workers Bagong Bayani is just the right term and they deserve it. With all the things they've done for their family and their big contributions to the economy, they deserve the title. After all, not every Filipino is capable of sacrificing their lives for someone. The fact that they went overseas without knowing what's gonna happen to them in a foreign country is pretty brave. As for our government, we can't deny that it's really messed up. And it's quite disappointing. Wrong leaders keep running the country and as a result, more debt to pay. I think what our country needs is to avoid issues such as unemployment and to stop Filipinos from leaving the country is a great leader that can run the country. A leader that has credential and a good record. But with the situation in our country right now, that we keep electing leaders who have pending cases with bad records, our country might take longer to recover from our debts. On the other hand, Filipinos are hardworking and a lot of people still believe in hope. Someday, maybe not today, but someday we can live in a country where we don't have to leave our loved ones to make a living. That's all. Thank you.